That is the best thing I've seen in over a week. Oh my goodness. Come here, Earl. Come here, Earl. Come here, Earl. Well, what's up, guys? This is Daniel from Arms Family Homestead, and the heat wave has hit Oklahoma. It's like 32 degrees, and we have almost completely survived the Oklahoma snowpocalypse 2021, or as some people are calling this year, 2020 and a half. We've just about completely survived the snowstorm. Yesterday it got up to about 35 degrees. A lot of the snow started melting off finally. But right now, you know, overnight it got back down into the low 20s. Everything refroze, so it's really crunchy snow now. It'd be perfect for sledding, like perfect. It wouldn't be so powdery and end up with that frozen beard face and all that. But we've almost completely survived it. Haven't lost any animals. Everyone made it through just fine. No casualties, no damaged equipment. All the vehicles are still good. We fared very well. Unfortunately, my wife was reading the news to me this morning, and I believe the death toll's up to like 11 in Texas. So I know I make a lot of jokes and try to be funny and stuff, but in all seriousness, this has been a huge problem for so many people. There are hundreds of thousands of people without electricity and water, mostly across Texas, it sounds like, some in Oklahoma. We never lost power. A lot of people were going through the rolling blackouts. We never experienced that here. We've had electricity the whole time. The only water that froze was in my barn, but yesterday it thawed out and I didn't have to haul water. I was able to actually use our water hose and water the animals. I did get a call the other day from my neighbor that lives just up the road, and she's kind of up on a hill, and she said, hey, I need some help. My water's frozen and I've got a river in my backyard. Had a water line bust, so I just thought it was a line in her backyard. Get over there, and she was having a hard time shutting her well off, so we got everything turned off, walked in her house, and it was a pipe that was in the wall in between the outside exterior wall and the kitchen. A pipe inside there froze and her house was flooded, so I spent about an hour over there helping her suck all the water up out of her house. It was a mess, and there's been so many of those. It's going to be insane how many water leaks people have. Fortunately, I haven't found any water leaks here yet. When we did all the plumbing in the barn last summer, I put it in PEX, and that stuff is supposed to be a lot better. It swells when it freezes. It doesn't bust as easily. But we've had so much fun. I mean, you guys saw in the last video all the sledding, and I'll show you some. We did something the other day that I never thought I would do in Oklahoma. I had to try it. Houston and Joby and I went ice fishing on our pond a few days ago. Now, I was a nervous wreck, don't get me wrong. It was scary, and there's no way I was going out in the middle of that pond. I was only gonna go just a few feet out, 10, 12 feet out. I knew the chances of catching anything were pretty slim, but I had to try it. We're gonna try ice fishing on our bass pond. Doubt we'll catch any bass. We're gonna try for some bluegill. We got some little earthworms from Houston's little worm farm, and I've never ice fished before.
Do they know that we have a worm farm?
No, it's just a little plastic tub, nothing fancy. But anyways, I've never ice fished at all. I've dang sure never walked on ice on my pond. But with this extreme cold polar vortex we've had hit Oklahoma and most of the country over the last several days, it's about 10 degrees right now. Last night was down to -8, and we haven't been above about 15 degrees for 5 or 6 days now, something like that. our pond has a lot of ice now. I'm definitely not walking out in the middle of this pond. It would be nowhere near safe at all. But I think over here on the edges of our pond, it'll be fairly thick. I'm gonna get something and measure the depth of the ice first before we go out more than a couple feet. But right here by our fish feeder, which obviously is not turned on right now, just about 6 or 8 feet out from the bank, we've got some real nice little fish structure right there. So hopefully that's holding some little bluegill, and we'll see what we can do.
There's one right here, I think.
We've definitely got more than an inch or inch and a half of ice. We're looking at about probably close to 4 inches of ice. So let's drop a little worm down there and see what we can see.
Yeah.
All right, Kobe, we got you a little bitty worm on there because that's all I have. I don't have any giant ones. You go ahead, see if you can get him to fall down in the hole, buddy. Just pick him up, make sure the worm gets past the ice. Get back, Gemma. There you go. Now drop it down and let it go down. And if he yanks it out of your hand, don't go in the hole after it. Good morning, donkeys. What's up, little Kane? You've been rolling in the wood shavings, hadn't you, buddy? You're all dirty. I saw a video on Instagram this morning. Somebody had a baby donkey like Kane here and had to give him a haircut because their hair folds over their eyes and they can't see very well. Do we need to get you a haircut, Kane? So as you can see, we didn't catch any fish ice fishing, but nobody fell through the ice, and it was literally like 4 or 5 inches thick. And I'm sure yesterday, I mean, that was several days ago, I'm sure by yesterday that ice was 6 or 7 inches thick. There's no way I was going out on it, and it just didn't seem smart to me. And then I went down to the creek. The creek has been so cool to watch during all of this because it's froze over. A lot of it's froze where the water's not moving at all, and then the snow fell on it, and now the deer and the wildlife are using the creek like a highway, like a road, because it's easier to travel on instead of going through all the brush and the trees. There's tracks all up and down the creek. It's really neat. But anyways, I need to get to work out here, busting ice, got stuff to do. You guys have been asking for an update on our mama goat that was having a hard time walking. And here she is. She just happened to be in the barn when I walked out here. So she's up. We are still struggling with that back leg, but she can walk on it. When she tries to run, she ends up kind of falling down and, you know, just like that. She tries to go too fast, but she is walking, so that's good. So, like I said, it got down below freezing last night. I've got to bust all the ice for all the animals, get everybody fresh water. We're gonna feed. It's early on Saturday morning. We've got some other stuff to do today. We're gonna be leaving the farm. Got some other things to go do. We are going to be above freezing all day today. It's going to get up, I think, in the mid-30s, maybe pushing 40 degrees. So we're only going to have to bust ice one time today, and that's a good feeling. Not having to haul water from the garage or the back of the house down here 3 times a day, so much better. Hey, check this out. Running water at the barn. That is the best thing I've seen in over a week. Oh my goodness. Oh, and you can tell there's this crazy trend going on the internet right now, at least in our area. You can tell these Oklahoma kids don't see snow very often, so they're all doing this snow challenge where they strip down to a bathing suit and go jump in the snow and play in the snow. So dumb. We were all kids, we probably would have done it too, but there's no way I'm stripping down to a bathing suit and going and diving in a snowdrift. But Houston, Jacoby, they'll learn one of these days. Check this out. What in the world are you doing?
Going to jump in the snow.
Why would you do that?
I don't know.
Sounds like a terrible idea.
Let's see you do it. Go.
Doesn't.
Oh!
What? Cold! It's cold! Oh my gosh, it's cold!
Where are you going?
Hey, wait, stay over there. Why are you dripping so much?
It's cold! Yes, did you not just see what's happening?
Stay over there.
Oh my gosh! I literally jumped in! So did Kobe. Kobe like
Well,
did a
do you feel like you are any smarter than you were a few minutes ago?
no!
Because you should. I mean, Kobe, I don't even know if you got any on your belly.
You didn't get anything on this part! I'm not.
So Jacoby didn't learn his lesson the first time. He's gonna go make a snow angel this time. Oh my goodness.
You look so white, bro.
Ah,
I am not doing that.
Kobe,
Stay there.
what's the matter? You act like you're cold, buddy.
Is it burning? Where's your towel? What'd you do with your towel?
It's upstairs.
That's
What?
a good place.
You left it upstairs. What the heck, dude? Morning, Butterscotch. Morning. So I've been feeding the wildlife a lot more through this snowstorm. The birds, there's just been millions of little birds, and they have nothing to eat out here. They're hungry and they're thirsty too. And the deer have been coming in. We've had so many deer in our yard. It's been a lot of fun. I'm not gonna lie, this snowstorm has been cold. I don't care for those below zero temperatures at all whatsoever. But this snowstorm has been a lot of fun. It's just something different, but it's a lot of work. And people need to know that going into it if they're gonna live on a farm. If you wanna start a farm, a homestead, a hobby farm, whatever, you want livestock, this is one of those things you need to put into account of what the potential things are that could happen. because I spent so much time over the last week just making sure the animals had food and water and dry bedding. It's been a chore because it freezes so fast. When it's below zero, you can come water all the animals. 2 hours later, it's ice again. So we were hauling water about 3 times a day, and not complaining. Don't take any of this as a complaint. I love it. I love this lifestyle. I love it when my dogs run over me and won't let me talk, but that's just part of it. And people just need to know that going into it. It's work. It can be a lot of work. And you know, after all this, my inside of my barn, my shop right now is a disaster because we've been tracking in and out with muddy and wet tires on side-by-sides and the tractor and boots and water spilled in there, and it's just a mess. You know, it's one of those things we have to come back and clean it up and it'll all be good to go again. But anyways, guys, I hope you were safe through this storm. I hope it if I know so many of you of my followers live in one of these type environments through this past week, I hope it opened your eyes to some things you need to do different and prepare and plan ahead of time. I know for me personally, one of those things is water. I spray foam insulated my barn and thought the PEX line inside the barn wouldn't freeze. 2 days into below zero weather, we had no water at the barn, and it is what it is. We need to prepare a little bit different next time so that we make sure we can have water for the animals with a little bit less work. But anyways, guys, thanks for watching. Listen, hey, we still don't have control of our Facebook page. We're getting a lot of emails and messages. People are messaging my wife through her business page and stuff. We know the Facebook page has been hacked. You guys don't have to email us and tell us what's going on there. We can still see it. But the Arms Family Homestead Facebook page, we're trying to get it reviewed by Facebook. They shut down my personal page, but not the business page. Part of that, I think, is because Facebook's still making money on the ads. So, but what the hacker is doing lately is stealing some of my most recent videos on YouTube and uploading them to Facebook. So a lot of my followers think we're back. We are definitely not back on Facebook, but we're working on it. We're actually working really hard on it because that was a huge thing. That's like 220,000 followers there. And we're not going to give up. We're going to try to get it back. I appreciate you guys' support through all this mess. It's been crazy just to see all the hashtags, you know, bring back the arms, bring back, you know, armses are hacked and all that stuff, and everybody going and reporting those videos, I'm sure helps. So we do appreciate it. There's really not a whole lot else you guys can do besides that, but thanks for your help, thanks for your support, and we'll come out of this bigger and better on the other end, I have no doubt. So me and Bear are gonna sign it off here for now. Got the chores all done, and we're gonna go do some other stuff and have some fun today, aren't we, Bear? Well, you're gonna stay here with the animals. Me and Houston and Jacoby, maybe Emily, I don't know, some other people. We're gonna go have some fun. So guys, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. Y'all have a great day. And as always, we'll see you on the next video.